Right, good afternoon, class. Welcome to another week of talent artist management. This is the topic Introduction to Artist Management. So I hope you all are prepped and ready to begin this lesson. Yep. Right. So today's agenda, okay, there are three. First is what is artist management to you? Second, what are the strategies for artist management? And we're then going to apply that in an activity that is called Create Strategies for Artists. So first up, what is artist management to you? And I would like everyone to respond via Mentimeter. So let me just put up the details for Mentimeter here. Okay, so please scan the QR code or go to menti.com and enter the code that you see there. All right, so once you have done so, this is the question. Use one word to state what is artist management to you, and then I will get three of you to share your response with the rest of the class. So shall we do so right now? So this will form a word cloud, okay? And you can see all the words that will then be displayed on the screen here, and that is your word with regard to what is artist management to you. So just give everyone a bit more time to put your word up here. Okay, I see the word development very strongly, right? Communication as well, strategy, networking. Okay, anyone else who hasn't put up your word yet? Okay, no? Okay, so we see quite a few words here, all right? So I would like some of you to share your response and your word with the rest of the class. So let's start with Esther.
The word I typed out is development, because I think a big part of an artist manager's job is to help develop the way an artist create and present their artworks.
Okay, thank you very much, Esther. Okay, the next person I would like to share is Valerie. Valerie, how about you?
The word that I chose is connection, because I feel like in artist management, artist manager and an artist have to work very closely together. So it's very difficult if they don't have connection, if they want to work together and make good business.
Now, last students, I would like to share your response is Celeste. Celeste, which word is yours?
So the word that I chose was trust, because I feel that as artist managers, we are responsible for growing the artist's career. So I feel like there needs to be trust between the artist and the manager. So the artist will need to trust the manager to build their career, and that the decisions made with their best interests at heart. And the manager would also need to trust the artist to be responsible for their actions.
All right, thank you very much. So, thank you everyone for putting the word that you think best describes what is artist management to you. Now, look at the words here, and as you go into your various activities, right, or your future potentially aspiration as an artist manager, please try to practice, right, some of the words that you see here, whether it's development, strategy, networking, communication, plan, business. Now, all these are important, and all these constitute what is artist management about. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for that. We're going to move on now to the next portion of the session here this afternoon, and that is strategies for artist management. As an artist manager, you are going to constantly be thinking about strategies, plans, and activities for your artists. This is a continuous and ongoing exercise that you will be doing as an artist manager. Now, some considerations, okay, for us as artist managers to think about when we devise plans and activities for artists. And I hope that this guides you in your journey as an artist manager next time, right, when you plan activities for your artists. The first is, must make good business sense. So essentially, what does this mean? It means that your plans and activities must enable your artists to gain income, to gain revenue, all right, to earn money. So, okay, so making good business sense is the first consideration that you should think about. The second consideration is that the plan, the activity, the strategy must advance the career of the artist. Okay? Your artist must be moving forward in whichever plan or activity that you implement. Right? The artist cannot remain stagnant. It cannot stay at one place all the time because artists need to move. Artists need to progress in their career, in the jobs that they do, right, or in the work that they produce. Third, your plan, your activity must make the best use of the artist's time. And this is in connection to the first and second consideration, okay? So we all have limited time per day that we can use. So whatever activity or plan that you undertake or you put in place for your artist, it must make the best use of the time. Now, regardless whether is it a 30-minute performance they're asked to do, or is it a half-day program that they're asked to do, all of these must be taken into account, right? Can the artist make the best use of their time so that it advances their career? And does it also make good business sense? So all these three considerations should be topmost of your mind when you plan activities or devise strategies for your artists. So let us all apply this in the next activity here. Now you see, I have two artists that I've named. The first artist is Shai, so her full name is Cheyenne Brown. She's a music artist. And the second artist here is Howie Kim. He's a visual artist. So I would like each pair, okay, to think of one plan activity or plan or activity that can be implemented for each artist. Okay, and I've indicated the link here, right? And there's a slide template there for you to copy and paste and then use. Now, each pair, you have 5 minutes of preparation time, right, to think of a plan or activity for each artist. Take note of these considerations when you devise your plan or activity for the artist. Okay, is that clear? Any questions? Okay, no questions? Okay, so 5 minutes preparation time, and then I will get some of you to share. Okay, let's go. Okay, everyone, time is up. All right. So this activity calls on you to think of a plan or activity that can be implemented for Shai, music artist, and also Howie Kim. Now, this is an exercise that a lot of artist managers undertake, on a very consistent basis. They have artists that they need to work with, and each artist needs activities, they need plans. So you as the artist manager, they rely on you to think of plans or activities that they could do to progress in their career. So I would like to hear from maybe one pair about what kind of plans have you thought of for each artist. So let's see, maybe we'll get Rachel, right, and Alyssa to share. I will share out your slides here. Okay. Where are you? Okay, Alyssa and Rachel, yeah?
So the artist that I'll be presenting on is Shai. So Shai is fairly well known locally, having performed in NDP, campaigned with Uniqlo, and was also among an exclusive group of local musicians invited to the screening of Gucci Aria's show. I believe that her audience platform is currently growing at a very rapid pace. So to leverage upon the fact that her audience is growing, I would like to send her overseas to America to specifically collaborate with a company known as 88 Rising. So they are a company who has gained popularity as a platform mainly representing Asian and Asian American artists. And they have collaborated with other artists outside of their label, such as Chungha and Ko, who are Korean and Japanese artists. But I realized that they have not collaborated with any Singaporean artists yet. So I believe that she can be the first, as she is fairly young and popular locally.
So Rachel, let's look at the three considerations. So does this make good business sense for the artists? Yes. You think so? Okay. Does this help to advance the career of the artist by collaborating with 88 Rising? Okay. And do you think this makes the best use of the artist's time? Yes. Okay. Very good. Fantastic. Howie Kim, who's presenting that?
Okay, so the second artist is Howie Kim. So he's a visual artist in Singapore. And basically, he actually does a lot of, he collaborates with a lot of shopping malls, music artists to do a lot of works in that area. But after all, we realized that he never really collaborated with any gaming companies before. And we felt that it would be quite interesting because based on his animation and drawing style, it seems like his works lean more towards a bit of that futuristic and surrealistic feel, and we felt that it would be quite interesting if he worked with gaming companies to help with the illustrations and animations of the game. And then the second activity that we would like to propose is to turn more of his works into merchandise. So basically he actually has a shop on his website, but there's currently like only four products and 3 out of them are out of stock. So we felt that it would be good if he could turn more of his works into merchandise so that there'll be more stocks for his fans or people who support his works to buy, and then he will gain more money from it. And then the last activity would be to do what he's already doing, which is to collaborate more with music artists in Singapore and help illustrate their album covers. So for listeners of music artists in Singapore, when they listen to an album or a song on Spotify or SoundCloud, the first thing they would see visually is the album cover. So by collaborating with music artists in Singapore and illustrating their album covers, he'll be able to reach out to greater audiences, which is the listeners and fans of music artists, and hence more people will be able to find out more about him.
Thank you, Alyssa. So, same thing, back to the considerations. Do these activities, right, make good business sense for the artist? You think so?
Yes.
Okay. Then next, does this help to advance the artist's career?
Yes.
Okay. And thirdly, does this make the best use of the artist's time?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Right. So I hope everyone agrees with this, yeah, in terms of how you apply the 3 considerations that we've just looked at for these 2 artists. And I hope you can see here, whether is it a music artist like Shai or a visual artist like Howie Kim, right? Now, regardless of the art form, okay, whether are they a music artist, visual artist, theater, or dance artist, the 3 considerations still apply, okay? So as artist managers, what I'm happy to also see is that you are knowledgeable about the artist, and that's important because once you are knowledgeable and you are very familiar with what the artist does, who the artist is, you are then able to make that step in terms of thinking of plans, activities, and strategies for the artist. All right? So you do not then make these strategies in a random manner, but you implement, you think of these plans and these activities in a considered and calculated manner. All right? Because ultimately, if the artist is successful, you as artist managers will be successful too. So let us look at the roundup for today's session. Okay? What have we learned today? So we've asked you to put down a word that best describes artist management to you. And I hope that you leave this class with that word in mind, right? Because when you work with artists next time, I hope you can practice that word that you use, right, on a consistent basis with the artist. We looked at the 3 considerations of implementing plans and activities for artists. Number 1, it must make good business sense. Number 2, it must advance the career of the artist. And number 3, it must make the best use of the artist's time. And we use Shai and Howie Kim, these 2 artists, as examples for you to apply those considerations. Okay? So I hope that as you leave this session here this afternoon, you will learn, you have learned more about what artist management is. And as you grow towards your artist management journey, right, I hope you can apply some of the things that we have discussed here this afternoon. Okay? Any questions, anyone? No? With that, thank you very much, everyone, for your time. That is the end of today's class. Thank you.